What's going on YouTube? It's Giga here, bringing you some more Series 12 Wi-Fi battles with live commentary. For one last time, we are taking this Kyogre team for a spin, featuring the one and only Bouffalant. I've had a lot of fun with it so far, and really I'm hoping for one last hurrah. So looking at my opponent's first team, it is going to be Kyogre Solgaleo. So it is Kyogre, Regieleki, Solgaleo with Whimsicott, Indeedee, and Hitmonchan. So I actually really like Amoonguss here. I think Amoonguss is just a very strong option for being able to set up Trick Room. I think we do want Comfey. Actually, we're going to bring Calyrex. I like Bouffalant and I like Comfey in the back. I'm going to actually do Bouffalant and Calyrex. Let's do that. I think Kyogre offers a lot more, and Bouffalant having access to Max Quake can really sort of help with what's it called? Can really sort of help with Regieleki and also Kyogre, right? We wanna be able to set up in front of it. So this is going to be a really interesting question of what they lead. We're gonna see a Hitmontop and Solgaleo. So that's totally fine with me, right? We do have to worry potentially about a Hitmontop going for a fake out and then attacking into my Comfey. So I don't really want to risk that. So I just want to go for a protect as well as some redirection. Or I'm just trying to go for a double protect here. Just trying to avoid what's it called, a fake out. And then we can kind of reevaluate based on what my opponent chooses to go for. I think one thing obviously is like the Max Lightning, trying to say, hey, I don't want you to get set up. The fake out, like I said, is really obvious, like a fake out Steel Spike could be coming my way, which in all honesty, I don't want to risk because I think we really need Trick Room here, and being able to go for that redirection the subsequent turn and guarantee it, I think it is really important, right? Because that lets us bring out Bouffalant, and Bouffalant has the ability just to go for really strong max strikes. We are going to see a switch out here, probably into Indeedee. So Indeedee is fine with me. That suggests to me that you are the safety goggles variant, so that is something to look out for. But right, we really did have a free sort of turn here, as we are going to see the Psychic Seeds. That's really good to see. So let's kind of figure out what happens here. What we could do is we could immediately switch out into Kyogre, right, and say, hey, you're not going to attack into the slot, and even if you do, right, we have Comfey. So interesting that they go for the fake out, knowing that they were going to switch in. So I'm going to go for the Kyogre here, and then just go for a Trick Room. I think that that's totally safe, right? Like Indeedee sure can go for damage, but we then have the ability to recover most of it using Floral Healing, right? I can't see Hitmontop and Indeedee picking up a double knockout. So I'm also interested why they went for the fake out. We are going to see the Hitmontop retreat. So this is a really good indicator as Regieleki is going to come out here. So we can go for the Water Spout as well as what's it called? We can go for the Water Spout and the Giga Drain onto. Oh, we can't go for the Giga Drain onto Regieleki. We can just heal up with Floral Healing. I think Bouffalant is sort of fine to sweep. We are going to see the Expanding Force come out. So that's totally fine with me, right? Comfey, unfortunately, taking a little bit more than I would have liked. I do want to go for the weakness. I'm going to go for the Water Spout. Nope, I don't want to max here. I want to save that for Bouffalant. I'm going to go for that here, as well as go for a Floral Healing onto the Kyogre. Just trying to make sure the Water Spout hits as hard as possible. We do have to worry about the Indeedee going first, right? We did see that they did a pretty sizable chunk with what's it called? With that Expanding Force, and that's not really something I want to take. We could have gone for the Giga Drain, just trying to heal up. We will see the Max Regieleki, so that's actually good news for me, right? Like we can start boosting up with Bouffalant and just go from there. So even if you pick up the knockout here, I don't think that's going to be the end of the world, right? We can very easily go for self-proc Giga Drains into Max Quakes and just make it so, also more importantly, your Solgaleo isn't maxing, and that's always a really good sign. So we're going to be able to get the Floral Healing off onto Kyogre. which is a really good sign, right? Like firing off a full power water spout in the rain is going to be huge. So we're going to go for that pretty comfortably. It does bring Regieleki down to its focus sash, or yeah, it is going to bring Alecki down to its focus sash. So that's really huge here, right? We're going to see, yep, the expanding force going to come out. Oh, we're going to lose Comfey here. Yeah, so we are going to lose Comfey, which is a little bit unfortunate, right? It does mean this Max Lightning is going to take care of my Kyogre, but we do have Bouffalant in the back, so we can start going for boosts onto it just to try and deal with some stuff. More importantly, right, we do still have to worry about the potential of, what's it called? We do still have to worry about this Regieleki, right? Like, it can do just quite a bit of damage. So, we are stuck in controller drift mode on my Pro controller, and that is really annoying because it makes it so hard to select what I want to do. So we are going to bring out our Amoonguss as well as our Bouffalant. So this is where it's a little bit tricky, especially because of the fact that what's it called? You do have redirection. You also do have that Hitmontop. So I'm fine to still go for a hit here as well as go for a Max Quake onto this Regieleki. One thing I'm wondering about is I don't actually know how the interaction would spike up. Otherwise, I would try it. Is going for a Self Spore, right? Because Spore is a grass type move, and that can boost Bouffalant's attack. So I'm wondering, will that be able to trigger? We're going to see the Regieleki withdraw. So that probably suggests to me you're bringing out Hitmontop. And so if you bring out Hitmontop, like that's totally fine. Yeah, we are going to see the Hitmontop, right? Just trying to get the Intimidate going. Which was fine with me, right? I do also want to get some boost going, so I actually am going to try the Spore. I think knowing how that mechanic works is going to be really important, right? Like if we can if we can get the attack boost that way, right? Like that's going to put us just in really good shape. We do still have to worry about the damage that Hitmontop is going to provide. We do have Pollen Puff with the Amoonguss, so we do have a lot of options overall. I think it's just going to be a matter of how do we properly execute on everything. So we are going to see the Pollen Puff come out into the Indeedee. So the Indeedee is going to get the expanding force off. Bouffalant is going to fire off the Max Quake though, so that's really huge, right? We're going to move first and make it so that you are going to do less as a result of the special defense boost. Also taking advantage of the fact that the expanding force is going to be spread. I don't know how much it's really going to matter as it is going to fire out. Bouffalant. Oh, there's the electric terrain. Yes. So that's actually huge. I very much would like to just try the Spore into Bouffalant. I don't know if it's going to work out, but I think it is going to be a really interesting mechanic to try, as we can just go for a Max Strike onto this Hitmontop, just trying to get as healthy as possible. We do definitely though have to be a little bit considerate of the fact that we are down to our last two and we don't have switching potential here. But I think it was fine, right? Like we did such a big chunk onto the Regieleki, which I mean I would have liked some other stuff to happen, but it's fine. I really didn't expect Indeedee to hit nearly as hard as it did, but it is the way it is. We're gonna see the Indeedee withdraw, so that's fine, right? You're trying to set up the terrain again. The Regieleki is going to come out, which definitely is going to be fodder, as it is actually going to be the Solgaleo. So that really doesn't work out for me because of the fact that we're not even going to get the speed drop. The Spore is going to trigger Sap Sipper, so that's actually really big, right? Like we're going to get back to neutral attack as we can fire off a really big Max Quake onto this Solgaleo, right? Doing, I mean, not that much damage, but we still have a turn of max left. And we do have the ability to get our attack back to where we want it. We also do have healing with the Pollen Puff, so that's going to be huge. And we do have a turn of max left too. So I very much am going to go for a Pollen Puff onto the Regieleki, as well as a Max Quake onto the Solgaleo to say, hey, even if you want to switch out into Hitmontop, I don't really care at this point, right? We can just heal up all the damage. And also there's now this mind game of what's going to happen, right? Like my opponent could make a switch, they could stay in. I think they have to switch out. The Regieleki is going to switch out. This could be Indeedee. It is going to be Hitmontop. So Hitmontop is totally fine, right? We are going to be able to do a little bit of damage, and we're also going to get the special defense boost onto the Bouffalant, which I think is going to be big. We are going to go back to -1 attack. This should be okay, so no protect, which is totally fine with me, as the Pollen Puff doing absolutely nothing as a result of being not very effective. We will be able to fire off a big max Quake. I'm hoping even at -1 it is super effective and it is not going to KO the Solgaleo, which is not what I wanted because it's probably going to be weakness policy and we're going to be in very bad shape. So waiting to see that little animation to signal the, yep, there it is. And this should be a max strike, I'm assuming, into Bouffalant. So that's going to be unfortunate as, yeah, it is going to be a Sunsteel Strike. We are going to survive, but at what cost? We do still have access to Amoonguss, which is going to be huge. I very much am. I'm gonna. Oh, I was gonna say. I think we have to go for the double protect because of the fact that they have what's it called? They have access to Fake Out with Hitmontop, and I can't really afford for that to be a thing. I think I have to go for the Rage Powder, hope that I can live, and then get a knockout that way. If we can pick up the knockout onto the Solgaleo with Bouffalant, I think we're in okay shape, right? Probably not, but you know, sometimes it's nice to pretend, as we are going to see an Earthquake come out. So that's actually not the worst news in the world. This should knock out the Hitmontop, right? Perfect. Hitmontop is going to get knocked out. That suggests to me we're going to see the electricity go away. This should be a Regieleki. I think what I have to do, actually, is I have to double protect. I think I have to double protect and go for a Spore onto the Solgaleo. I think that that's actually my only option. If we can get that off, we can... No, because the Indeedee is faster, which makes it really tricky. So, I'm going to go for the Spore. I'm going to go for the double protect. If we get it, we get it. If we don't, we don't. That is just sometimes the way it works. We are taking a little bit of a risk here, but I think that this is our best bet. Expecting them to go for something into... Okay, so sick. We do get the double protect. We have gotten a big buff on our special defense, so that's also going to be really huge, right? We should be able to... hopefully, if we can make the Expanding Force a 2-hit KO, we can go for... a Pollen Puff onto the Bouffalant, which, yeah, it is going to be a 2-hit KO. So I can go for the Pollen Puff as well as go for, what's it called? Yeah, I can go for a Pollen Puff and go for, let's go for the Self Pollen Puff. Nope, the Self Pollen Puff here, as well as go for a high horsepower onto the Solgaleo. I think if we can heal up, we'll be in really good shape. We also do have the ability to go for Protect as needed. So we are going to have that Solgaleo take its mandatory turn of sleep. We should hopefully be able to take this Expanding Force. I'm really hoping that with the special defense boost, we're fine. I don't think we live the Life Orb recoil, though, and that's the issue. We will be able to knock out the Solgaleo. So now the big question, right, is do we survive the Life Orb recoil? And we don't. So just a little bit short, unfortunately. So the Amoonguss is going to just sit here on the field, unable really to do much. So... definitely, I think a little bit unfortunate. I think if we had been able to get it off, right, we would have... Oh, they still have Regieleki in the back. Yeah, so if we had been able to get the healing off, I think we could have tried to stall out a little bit better, right? We could have also... No, I was going to say if we targeted into Indeedee, the end result would have been the same. So definitely a little bit unfortunate of a start, but sometimes, like I said, that is just the way it is, and nothing to do but say let's just keep rocking and rolling and move to the next one. All right, battle number 2, and it is Lunadon. It is Lunala, Groudon with Gastrodon, Incineroar, a Milotic, and a Clefairy. So this is really interesting. I'm trying to figure out what the best option is here. I do really like Amoonguss with Comfey. I think that really sort of guarantees that we can get a Trick Room up. We might have to protect for a turn, but that's fine. Kyogre is nice here. We do have Kyogre. I think Kyogre here. Calyrex is also very good into the majority of this team. Similarly, so is Bouffalant. Bouffalant does have an ability to kind of deal with a lot, but Calyrex does have spread, and I think that the spread is going to be important. Yeah, so I'm going to do that. I know that we haven't brought Incineroar at all, which is kind of unfortunate. I do really want to get a chance to show off what Incineroar can do, so I'm going to make sure, at least in the last battle we use this team, we try out the Incineroar, because I've never used Burning Jealousy before, and I think it definitely just has a lot of potential to do a lot of work, and I really want to see like what that is. So we got to push for it, but we'll make it work and use Incineroar for sure in the last battle. But in the meantime, right, like we got one more. If we can get like a Zacian for the last one, like that makes a lot more sense. But yeah, we'll kind of see where we go from here as we kind of like move forward with things. So let's see here. We are going to see a Lunala Clefairy, so that's totally fine with me, right? This suggests to me that you want to set up with your Lunala, and so what I actually want to do is I'm gonna go for nope, I'm not gonna max. I'm gonna go for a Spore onto you, and I'm just gonna go for a Trick Room, right? I do want to try and get the Trick Room up. I think that's going to be fine. We're going to see the Hypnosis, and it's going to miss my Amoonguss. We're going to see the double sleep here, as they're going to go for a Sing and land it onto the Amoonguss. So that is ironic, because Amoonguss normally wants to be the one putting things to sleep, and instead we got put to sleep. So irony. I still want to go for a Spore and go for a Giga Drain onto this Lunala, just trying to break the Shadow Shield more than anything. I think that's going to kind of be the most important thing, right? Even though we only do like 5 damage, like that 5 damage is more than 0, as we should see. Great, we are going to be able to just put this Clefairy to sleep, and we should see probably the Lunala going for potentially reversing the Trick Room, which could be annoying. We're going to see actually a Meteor Beam, so if this goes into, this looks like it's going into the Amoonguss. If we get the Amoonguss put to sleep, that's awesome, because what we can do then is we can bring out Calyrex, or we can bring out Kyogre, and we can just go for a very strong like Max Geyser or Water Spout, as it is going to go into Amoonguss. So Amoonguss is going to actually survive here, so that's even better. I very much would like to Spore into the Lunala slot and bring out my Calyrex. This is really tricky, right? We do have to worry about that Sing coming out, so we're not out of the woods quite yet, but I think definitely being in the spot where Lunala has a Shadow Shield broken, being able to try and just fire off some big damage, and also it's spread, so that's going to be huge too. So now we can start going for Follow Me's, as the Lunala will be put to sleep. So the big question now is, do they wake up, and then do they hit the Hypnosis on the Calyrex slot? As it looks like, they are going to stay asleep. So that's going to be huge for us, as we can just go for a Rage Powder, just to say, hey, I don't want to deal with whatever you're throwing my way, and then we can fire off a Glacial Lance as soon as I can click the button correctly, and worry about Controller Drift later. So we're going to fire that off right now. I am still worried about Clefairy, right? Like Clefairy can do some stuff, but we do have Trick Room working in our favor, as we sort of turn the tide on this Sing shenanigan. And now, we guarantee that the Amoonguss is going to be able to sponge up some hits, as we will be able to fire off this Glacial Lance, and more importantly, we are slower than the Clefairy, so that means even if they wake up and are able to put my Amoonguss to sleep, we are going to be able to hit first. So that's a big deal. We're going to see the Lunala wake up, so that's a scary. We're going to see the Moongeist Beam come out. I want to say we can live this with our Amoonguss, but I'm not 100% sure. It looks like we are not going to be able to live it, but that's fine with me, right? We can bring out Kyogre pretty comfortably here, right? We can just say Kyogre comes out, Kyogre can click Water Spout, we have the ability to click Glacial Lance, and now there's really not much that my opponent can do from this position, as we do also have the ability to max the max the Calyrex into their Groudon. So we can fire off the Water Spout, right? Like, even if you switch in Groudon, like, what is Groudon really going to do in this position? And click another Glacial Lance. This should be a totally safe play. I can't see any sort of counterplay, and also taking advantage of the fact that, like, we are so slow with Kyogre, so we can definitely move before the Lunala. So, right, like, if we get the knockout onto Clefairy, that'll get us to +1, and then we can KO the Lunala with Kyogre. So that should really put us in a strong position of making it a 3v2. And, right, like, we have a Calyrex at +1. I think this might be the last turn of Trick Room, but I can't really see anything my opponent has in the back being able to pick up the knockout, as we are going to see the Max. So this is a really interesting choice, right? You're going to max the Lunala, I think, with the objective of being able to survive the double up. We could also very well see a max guard with the idea of, hey, we're going to have Groudon come in the next turn after I lose the Clefairy to guarantee that I can get a knockout onto this Calyrex. So that is definitely scary, but we're going to actually not even see that, right? We're going to see just the stay-in with no max guard. This is a single target Water Spout in the rain, so I don't know if it'll be quite enough to get rid of the Lunala. I obviously really hope it will. It's definitely not going to be, so that's going to be unfortunate. So the Phantasm is going to come out here. Onto the Kyogre, interestingly enough. And Kyogre does take that very, very well, right? Just being able to absolutely eat that hit up. One thing, though, that we do have to worry about is the fact that there's no longer a Trick Room, and the fact that their Lunala is going to be at +1 because of that Meteor Beam. So we are going to see a switch in. It is going to be the Milotic. So that's really interesting for sure. I'm trying to figure out if I don't think I can survive another max move, unfortunately. But what I can do, I'm gonna protect with Kyogre, and I'm gonna go for the Trick Room, because even if you get the knockout, right, what's gonna happen is we are going to be able to bring out Comfey, and we can max the Ogre while we heal it up, and make it so we can survive the hit. As we're gonna see a Scald come out, going into the Calyrex, just fishing for the burn. That is going to do quite a bit because it is Life Orb. Milotic, not something you see every day. The Phantasm going to come out, going into the Ogre once again. So that's going to let us set up this Trick Room, and now we should be in just really good shape, right? We can go for a Glacial Lance to get a knockout onto this Lunala. We also then can go for the Max Lightning onto the Milotic, which should do just a really solid chunk, right? And so we still have Comfey in the back to sort of help with recovery, but I think a Max Lightning here, as well as a big Glacial Lance, just trying to do as much chip as we can onto both things, is going to be a big deal. And yeah, I think my opponent very well sees the writing on the wall and recognizes, hey, they got the call wrong. And with this Trick Room upright, we just pretty much would very easily sweep. So overall, I think a really solid second game. I think we got to really set up and get like the second Trick Room up and do things in our favor. So really glad for that. And let's just keep rocking and rolling and play one more. All right, last battle of the day, and it is Solgaleo Calyrex. It is Solgaleo Calyrex Tapu Fini with Landorus, an Incineroar, and a Grimmsnarl. So I feel like you're gonna go for a weakness policy. So I really actually like this as a lead. It's a little risky. I think it's fine, and then we definitely want Kyogre. The big question is, what do we want in the back? Bouffalant is nice, right? Being able to really set up. The issue, though, is we're not bringing a Trick Room setter, and I think we really need it. So in that regard, I'm going to bring Calyrex. Do I want Calyrex, or do I really want Bouffalant? I'm going to bring Bouffalant. It's a Bouffalant video. We're going to have fun with it. We're understanding we might not win this one, but like, you know, that happens. We're doing it for the Buffalo. We're not necessarily doing it for the success, right? Ladder doesn't, when it comes down to it, doesn't matter. Rating doesn't matter. It's not like you get anything special depending on where you place. So we're already in Master Ball, and that's all I really care about. So we're gonna see Calyrex Solgaleo. So this is exactly what I want, right? I very much feel like you're going to go for a Bulldoze, and you're gonna go for a what's it called? A Steel Spike or a Quake. So I very much would like to just go for a Follow Me and a Burning Jealousy, just trying to get the burn, because I think if we can burn the Solgaleo, we're really setting up for Kyogre to pretty much just sweep. So I am very excited to click the Burning Jealousy button when I eventually can get there through Controller Drift. There we go. We're going to do that. And then I also I want to go for Rage Powder, just because I need to avoid, what's it called? I need to avoid them quaking into my my instant and getting the knockout. So this is my plan of saying, hey, I'm going to burn you, make it so you can't really do anything, and then after that, we'll be in really good shape, right? We'll break the sash on Calyrex, we'll be able to burn their max, and then it's just about getting in Kyogre, and I think from this position, Kyogre can really put in work. So we're going to see the Rage Powder. We're going to see no Protects. So that very much tells me you're going for a Bulldoze as well as a, what's it called? Something. I don't even know what you're going to go for. Probably a Steel Spike. Probably could be a Quake, right? Just trying to predict what I'm going to do. We are going to see probably, like I said, one of those two. I think you have to go for a Steel Spike in the event that I go for... okay, so we're going to see a Mindstorm. So Mindstorm is fine, right? That 100% was just designed to go into the Amoonguss, which is fine. Psychic Terrain is not a big deal, right? Especially if we can get the burn off, that's going to be awesome for us, right? Just really damaging this max is Burning Jealousy going to come out here. And more importantly, we're going to see that fun little animation on the Solgaleo, which is going to be huge for us, right? Like your max is significantly weakened. And now we can bring out Bouffalant. Bouffalant can just go for some big damage onto this Calyrex using Max Darkness. I'm sure my opponent does not know what to expect. And I very much would like to go for a Flare Blitz onto Solgaleo, saying, hey, I don't really know what you're going to do, and I don't really care to find out. Max Darkness, obviously, in the Calyrex slot should do a really big chunk. And right, like, what is this Calyrex really going to do here? It definitely does not want to go for anything, as we are going to see the Calyrex retreat into the Incineroar. So that's a pretty interesting call for sure. I think it makes sense, right? You're just trying to preserve your Calyrex for the end game, but more importantly, right, is the fact that you do get the attack drop, as we are going to max our little Buffalo here. It's going to become a very big Buffalo, and what's nice is you don't have access to Fake Out because of the Mindstorm. So that also can be really good for us, right? We can just go for big damage. We might want to just even try to knock out this Solgaleo with Quake instead. I think that's not a terrible choice, as we are going to see the Quake come out into the Incineroar. I'm interested to see how much this does as a result of the burn. We are able to live, which is a really big deal, but the issue though is this Solgaleo is fairly bulky now, right? It did get a second special defense boost, or a first special defense boost, which makes it so it's going to significantly deal with my Kyogre a lot better. So yeah, trying to figure out, I guess, the best course of action here. I think what I want to do is I want to strike, right? If I can bring out no, I just want to go for damage, because what's it called, Solgaleo has Full Metal Body. I'm gonna go for a Parting Shot onto your Incineroar, and I think Max Guard is fine here. Yeah, I'm gonna go for let's go for a boost. Let's go for this. You're definitely gonna outspeed me with your Incineroar. You totally forgot about Psychic Terrain, which is awesome. We're gonna see the Steel Spike, so this tells me you're going, yep, into Bouffalant. Bouffalant is going to take that, not as well as I would have liked, but it does survive. So I mean, count your blessings where you can. We are going to be able to get a Max Quake off into this Incin, revealing the Sugar Berry. So that's going to be good for us, right? We can recover just a fair bit. I should have gone for, in hindsight, the Flare Blitz onto, what's it called? The Flare Blitz onto the Incineroar, but, you know, there's really nothing we can do about it now. We do have the ability, though, to protect with, what's it called? To protect with our Kyogre, and then go for a knockout onto the Solgaleo. The interesting option, though, is the fact that their Incin still could be faster than Kyogre, right? We are min speed, which means that an Incin with some speed will outspeed us. But we do have Kyogre out, and I think if we can get a Quake boost onto it, we'll be in really good shape, right? Because that means that we have a very good chance of dealing with this Calyrex. And also, if you're going for an Astral Barrage, it means that you are not going for what's it called? Something that can hit Solgaleo. Or yeah, so you're making a choice, right? You're either hitting Bouffalant or you're hitting Calyrex. I mean, not Calyrex, Kyogre. So that should really help us. I do think, though, a Quake onto the Solgaleo is going to be really our best option for damage. As we are going to see the Solgaleo go for a Protect, I think that's a very smart option here. As we will see the Incin probably going for a Parting Shot onto the Kyogre. Potentially, it could be going, yep, it is going to go into the Kyogre. So that's totally fine. I think we might want to sacrifice the boost just to switch in Incin again, because I really need Kyogre for Calyrex. I could go for a double again. It's not unheard of. It's just, yeah, like I said, it is just a little bit tricky for sure. We are going to see Bouffalant just take a Schmidge drop, as the burn also going to play a role, and now our max is over. And so, yeah, we got to figure out what to do here. I think an Origin Pulse is fine, as well as going for a high horsepower onto the Solgaleo. The fact that my opponent hasn't switched out tells me what they have in the back is probably not really that strong into what we brought. But the issue is we don't have a ton of great damage. We are going to see really just the importance of the bulk, though, right? We absolutely take nothing from that. Not nothing, but we take the Psychic Fangs very well. The issue, though, right, is my opponent now is down to their last two, and the big question really is, can they deal damage into Bouffalant with whatever they have in the back? And so we'll really figure that out here. We do have Throat Chop, right, for the Calyrex, which is important. We do have the Incin in the back too, which has the ability to help us out for sure. So we'll see about that. We are going to see the Calyrex. The big question, though, is what is the other thing? And the other thing is going to be Tapu Fini. So Fini here is totally fine, right? We do have Thunder on our Kyogre to deal with Tapu Fini. We do, though, still need to get into a situation where that works out. So I do think what we want to do is go for... Did we just protect? No, I think we want to protect with our Kyogre and go for a Throat Chop onto the Calyrex, just trying to do damage that way. We do have to worry about the Fini, though, but we do have 2 special defense boosts, so that's going to be huge. I think, though, like, if we can get rid of... that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate for sure. Yeah, let's see what they go for here. It should be probably, I'm guessing, a Moonblast into the Kyogre. So that's actually good for us, as Bouffalant is going to go for the Throat Chop onto this Calyrex. They might have Heal Pulse on the Tapu Fini, so that's something to watch out for. So I think a Thunder here is fine, as well as going for a Throat Chop into the Calyrex. In all honesty, we probably do want to double up the Fini because of the fact that we have Incin in the back, and Incin should be able to deal with the... Oh no, Incin is almost dead, so we actually don't have a good way to deal with that. They're going to go for an Astral Barrage, right? Trying to deal with this Kyogre, but I'm hoping the special defense boost comes out, and it really does here, right? Like, that's not even a 2-hit KO, as this Tapu Fini is going to go for a Combine, so that is scary for sure, right? Because of the fact that it's getting a bunch of boosts, so we do have to worry about that. But this Thunder is going to come out and hopefully do a really solid chunk into this Fini, right? We are going to hope for not as much as I would have liked, but still a really good chip, as this Throat Chop, I'm hoping, yeah, it's going to finish off this Calyrex. And so now the big question really is what does this Fini have? Right? We do have +2 special defense, so that's going to be huge. The issue, though, is the rain is gone, so Thunder is not going to be 100% accurate anymore. I don't really want to risk switching out into Incineroar, but in all honesty, it's not necessarily a bad call. I still want to go for the Thunder anyway and go for a really big head charge onto this Tapu Fini. I feel like it should be enough. We're going to see the Fini go for Protect, so we did definitely have the opportunity to switch out and bring out our Incineroar, but it is what it is. It would have actually been very nice there to be able to get really a hit without worry. I think they're just trying to recover as much as possible to have the best sort of chance. But yeah, we just want to go for a Thunder here, as well as go for a Head Charge. I feel like if we survive the turn with both, right, that's going to put us in a position to switch into Incin. Moonblast into the Ogre. Surviving on 1, absolutely huge there. We do get the special attack drop, which is going to be really bad for us, but also not the end of the world, as good damage into the Fini. And now the big question is, how much is this Head Charge from Bouffalant going to do? It should be enough for the knockout, as yeah, it is. So how appropriate for the last battle featuring Bouffalant. We do get that final KO with Bouffalant going for Head Charge, and absolutely just surviving it so well. So glad we got to use Incineroar. I know that it was something I really wanted to try out, so not as much as I would have liked, but we had some fun with it. Bouffalant overall is a really great choice. I really hope that other people get the chance to try out this team, because it's just a lot of fun. We'll have some more cool teams coming along the way. I have some other ideas for rentals, as well as other teams that I want to check out. So definitely look out for that. And yeah, with that, until next time, I hope all of you are wonderful, and I'll see you then.